right, esteemed viewers, this is BBI Channel 1. You're welcome to yet another episode on Biafra Discourse. Today, I have with me the administrator of the customary government of indigenous people of Biafra in the person of Engineer Anthony Anyebuo. And we are going to be talking on very important issues, in fact, the burning issues with respect to Biafra agitation for self-determination. But before we go into the program in detail, I would like to appreciate the efforts of Engineer Anthony Anyebuo. Welcome to BVI Channel 1 Studios.
Thank you, my brother.
You are no longer a new face in our studio, and your activities have gone far and wide. Before we go into the main thing, our discussion today, the administration of the customary government of indigenous people of Biafra, how have you been faring?
Yeah, thank you very much. It's a no-mean job. It's very tedious, and you know very well that Biafran people are not easy to lead. Okay. We are not just administering them. We are bringing them together. We are mobilizing them. We are gathering them under the leadership of the elders of Biafra. It's not been easy because for the past as many years as Nigeria has occupied Biafran territory, through the government of occupation they are using to administer and oppress our people have scattered. Biafran people have scattered mentally, physically, and otherwise. So what we are doing now is it's a very Herculean task. It's not easy. We have to run from pillar to post. At times bringing the people you thought you've gathered, well, while you look back, you see that they are not even where you kept them. They move like chicken. But we are happy that through the effort of BVI, which was why Radio Biafra was previously set up, was to gather our people through the media, to educate our people, to mobilize them, so that they will be able to hear what their government is saying. Today, BVI is doing a marvelous job. Many Biafrans are hearing us. Many Biafrans are listening to what Biafran government is doing. And we've been receiving calls from various communities to come and set up the community government. Since we were last at Akweze, an Ocha local government area in Oka province, we've gone to Uwenu, we've gone to Mbaku, we've gone to so many communities. We've gone to Abakaliki. We've set up the provincial administration in Abakaliki. In almost every week, every day, we receive invitation to come and talk to their people and set up the government. But it's not easy because in all this work, we do it without money. There is no funding. Invariably, it appears that Biafrans are leaving this very job to be done by very few. It's just like the Bible says there's so much work in the vineyard, but the laborers are very few. It's not just the laborers. The funding is very, very abysmal, a very meager fund. The fund is just what I can raise myself, what some of my few staff can raise in their personal contribution. We don't have people subventing into the government purse. As I'm talking to you now, what is in the government purse is just few naira. In fact, at times I feel ashamed to ask for money because even when I ask, there will be none given to me. So, based on this, we are begging on Biafrans that love this struggle to subscribe to Biafran Financial Department. Put in your money, put in your time, come up and be part of this movement. It's a very peaceful, legal, diplomatic process.
All right, thank you so much for this, your well-detailed information. I believe the Biafran people out there have gotten the message straight on. Now, on the issue that we are going to be talking about right now is the Biafra self-determination and politics. If you go out there on social media, a lot of Biafran people are still skeptical about participating in politics or understanding what politics is all about. Before now, we've continued to address the Biafran issue with respect to politics, that independence or self-determination process is a political process. And some of them are of the opinion that Biafrans in Biafran land should boycott election. Now we want to understand the effect of this boycott on election by Biafran people. What effect will it have on Biafran people? Will it be to the advantage or to disadvantage of Biafran people asking for self-determination?
Yeah, thank you, my brother. I think what we are really facing today is our attempt to bridge a gap. It has been a very wide gap, a gulf that actually exists in the mind of our people.
Okay.
You see, naturally and generally, self-determination effort is a political process.
Yes, that's we know.
Whether it is a self-determination within a state or self-determination to take you outside the state, it is a political process. Even when you decide to pick up arms to pursue your self-determination, self-determination is an expression of freedom. So if one feels that somebody is impeding on his freedom or right to freedom, he can use diplomatic, peaceful means to free himself from that impediment. And in most cases, if that peaceful approach fails, you see them pick up arms. But the point still remains that even when you pick up arms, to force what has the constraint out of your way so that you express your freedom,
you will still come back to.
You will still come back because at the end of that fight in the battlefield, you will come to the table
and play the politics.
And play the politics,
which is negotiation,
which is talking, which is discussion,
yeah,
which is consultation, which is dialogue, and that is political. Now, unfortunately for Biafran people, the first Biafran experiment used violence, and after that, everybody abandoned Biafra. Even majority of Biafran leaders abandoned the quest for freedom. And when they abandoned it, they move into Nigerian government, they become as corrupt as the system. It became a free-for-all fight. Everybody to himself. Now the leadership of the Biafran society failed in their responsibility to take care of their people. And when such happens, the people came out on their own to demand for freedom.
Now, the call for boycott of the election in Biafran land, the effect, is it going to be to the advantage or to the disadvantage of Biafran people asking for self-determination?
It is really going to be to the disadvantage. I'm trying to tell you, I'm trying to build a precedent why we even got to the point where somebody can say we are boycotting election. The person is not being sensible. Because it is because that if it is to be done the normal way self-determination struggle had to be done, self-determination process had to be on the political terrain. It is the politicians that drive self-determination. Look at other countries all over the world where self-determination struggle is going on. In Scotland, it is the political class, the parliamentarians that are fighting for self-determination of the Scottish people. Go to Catalonia, it's the same thing.
But when you're mentioning this, people have seen Biafran people make comments on social media saying that it's not that they are against or they say that it is not a political process, but rather they are looking at the kind of politics that is being played in Nigeria.
Good.
They are afraid. They have that reservation that the process is not clear. Good. That the voice of the people will not be heard in the election.
Now, has the Biafran voice ever been heard before? We are struggling to get freedom, is it not? If we are to be afraid of the system, then we wouldn't even be talking about Biafra, because the system do not support Biafra.
Yeah.
So if the system do not support our free and fair political process we want to put in place, do we now have to run away? If we are to start running away, we should run away from Biafra, because the system, which is corrupt, and it is the corruption in Nigeria that is sustaining Nigeria. Now, if you want to run away from that corrupt system, then why do we even go to, because when you go to talk of Biafra, it is the same system that is stopping it. So what we are trying to do, and let these people that are talking about a boycott of election to understand, is that we are taking Nigerian corrupt system head on. What is agitation? Agitation is a resistance against a situation or policy that is not working. We are agitating for Biafra because Nigeria is not working. Political process of Nigeria is not working.
And we want to tackle it head on.
And we are tackling them. So if you are studying for Biafra because Nigeria is working, why can't you go and carry that your agitation into the political process that is not also working?
Now, if the Biafran people succeed in boycotting this election, especially the one of Anambra State that is about to unfold in November this year, if the Biafran people succeeds in boycotting election, what do you think will happen?
What will happen is that the system will still put in somebody there. And that person they will put will be the person that will be dancing to the tune of the government of occupation in Biafra land. And in Anambra State for that matter.
And that will be thwarting the Biafra process.
And that will still take us back again. Now we have secured a lot of ground. Biafran agitation has secured ground politically. What we need now is to go for that. In fact, this is going to be almost what I can call the last battle. Because immediately we break this political deadlock that is existing in political arena.
That is holding our people.
That's holding us because
ransom.
it is this political process that put in the government that oppresses us. So in order to remove the government that oppresses us, you use the same political process to tackle them.
Because it surprises me a lot.
So if you will boycott this election, what we mean is that we want Nigeria to continue to administer and to rule Biafrans and to occupy Biafra land. Because what is occupation? Occupation is that they send their agents to rule you. That is why Britain is still ruling Falkland today, which is beside Argentina, in America, in Southern America. Britain is somewhere off and is ruling Falkland. How? Because he put government of occupation there, and the same process of election will hold them there. So if we continue to allow, if we boycott this election, what it means is that we are continuing to open-mindedly allow Nigerian government of occupation to be dictating our political activity in Biafra land.
That's giving Nigeria an open check.
Open check to do whatever they like. So tomorrow any person will shoot you on the street and you don't have
no, because it doesn't add up that you say you are boycotting an election. The truth and the fact of the matter is that the election must hold.
Yes. And somebody must come out.
Even if it is only one person that votes, then somebody must emerge. And if you shy away from it, then definitely anti-Biafran politicians, because that is what I call them, anti-Biafran politicians, those who are loyal to the one Nigerian process,
will take over.
Because they are benefiting from the process.
Yes.
And what you say that really touched me is that Biafra have been able to secure the land politically. Talking about the people. The whole system is well saturated. Yes. If you go out there, everybody is talking about Biafra and Biafra and Biafra. Yes. Now, channeling that agitation,
the success of this
channeling towards the right cause is now where we are.
Convert this massive support for Biafra into a political power. That's important. Now,
and that will be the end of it.
Good. Now let me tell you, it is said that the price good men pay for boycotting politics is that they must be administered and ruled by bad people. Substitute with Biafra and Nigeria. The price Biafrans pay by boycotting the election is that they must be administered by Nigeria.
By anti-Biafran politicians in
Biafra land. So if you want to make sure that gradually you edge Nigeria out of your level, your leadership, that is what I mean by Nigeria in this sense, is that these that are not Biafran-minded Biafrans, that are within Biafran land, that continue to talk of one Nigeria,
that anti-Biafran
when
politicians
they know that
in
one
Biafran
Nigeria
land
is anti-Biafran people. When they know that one Nigeria is just, in fact, milking us, sucking the blood out of us, and using it to develop other area. That is what one Nigeria is. So when you boycott election, what you mean is that you want those anti-Biafran agents to continue to administer you in Biafra land, and to continue to suck you, and to continue to kill you, and to continue to exploit you, to continue to subjugate you to all forms of inhuman activity in Biafra land. Why do you have to complain that the governor did not come out to condemn the killing that is taking place in your land? When you don't want to put the governor that will come and make such proclamation. It is through the political process that you will put a right governor. That when the army and the police want to move out and kill people unnecessarily on the street, the governor will say, no, this is my children. These are my children. Why are you killing them?
That is where what I always say, that the hand that votes in an election, the finger that votes in an election is the finger that controls the hand that pulls the trigger. The finger that pulls the trigger.
Because it is the hand that controls the finger that pulls the trigger is the government. So your finger that put the government will now control
the finger that will pull the trigger against the Biafran people.
Simple. So why do you have to pull away from your ultimate power, your ultimate peaceful power, to make sure that you secure your land?
Okay, now let's go to our point of references. Considering the first experiment of Biafra during the I will not call it actually I'm not going to call it the first experiment because historically it is an error. Because Biafra did not start in 1967 during the time of Ojukwu or Nigerian Biafran War. Because Biafra predates Nigeria. Yes. Biafra had been there before Nigeria was created. Now, the point of reference, looking at what happened between 1967 to 1970, or between 1966, where the whole thing started, the killing of the Igbos, the pogrom in the north, and it came to a stage that the Ojukwu administration, decided to announce the secession of the eastern region. At that time, if it had been that somebody like Murtala Mohammed was the the military governor of the eastern region at that time, do you think that declaration or secession can be possible at that time?
The question is this: if Ojukwu do not even have the mind of protecting Biafrans during that killing, don't even use Murtala Mohammed, use a different person. If that person is not the person that thinks to protect his people, would he have gone to the extent of using Biafra to secure Biafrans? What would have happened? That Biafrans would have been killed everywhere in Nigeria and nothing would have happened. The governor, the military administrator then would just be saying, please support Nigeria. Nothing is happening. Nothing is happening in this area. Nobody is killing anybody. He would just cover the whole thing up.
So, in essence, the reason why the Ojukwu experiment of Biafra succeeded is because he was in control.
Not only that he was in control, he has the mind, the mental disposition
to do that.
So, but the people that are occupying Biafran government houses today do not have the mental disposition to secure Biafrans.
Even while they are being killed in their land.
Even while they are
the Fulani herdsmen are ransacking communities.
You can imagine how a governor will feel when you sit behind your executive chamber in a government house to hear that your brothers and sisters and mothers and fathers are being massacred in their farmland and you do nothing. Is that the type of people we want to have as governors in our land? We want to put these people out of office. We don't want to fight them because we don't have arms. If it is a place where people are violent, they will move into the government house and put that man out by force. But we said no. Don't fight anybody by the force of arm, by the use of arm. What we need is your
using that political process
of
that your tongue to.
So whoever is telling you not to vote, not to boycott the election, he's telling you to do nothing and allow these people who are agents of killers to be in our land.
I see. So anyone that is advising Biafran people not to vote or participate in the election is playing into the hands.
He's an agent of killers.
Agent anti-Biafra,
not just anti-Biafra. Just look at it. That those people that are killing us, that person that is telling us not to participate in the election is their agent, because they want them to continue killing us.
They want to continue subjugating,
so
exploiting us.
He wants
even to attend the Biafran process in general.
In fact, the person that is telling you to boycott the election is helping to prepare ground for these Fulani herdsmen to continue to invade our territory. And
very soon they will give them grazing bill and all that.
They have been given, and those that are telling you to boycott, we are asking them to give more land for the Fulani herdsmen to attack us.
Now, where we're going to be rounding up on this program today is the point of reference with respect to what just happened with relation to Nnamdi Kanu's release.
Okay. The
active role politicians played. In the past, I've heard it from my brothers, even from my fellow Biafran media outfit, telling Biafran people that you should not identify yourself whatsoever with any politician. Stay away. In fact, they are thinking. In fact, don't even touch anything that is written politics in Nigeria. Much more of identifying yourself with a politician. In fact, don't even come a pole closer to any politician. Now, today, we have seen the role these politicians played
in the release
of Nnamdi. Even before that bail condition was even given, a lot of political negotiation has gone in place before that judge was able to deliver that bail condition. A lot. Then in the process of ensuring or securing that bill, then politicians came out en masse. And I was even amazed when somebody say that don't participate in politics. But today, my brothers are giving, I heard they are giving Fire one honorary award.
Biafran governor.
Award. And yet you say you don't want to reproduce
My brother.
hundreds of fire cells in Biafran land.
My brother,
It is absurd.
Let me tell you, I remember some years back, around 2003, 2004, when I was in Masop, our leadership in Masop also warned us not to touch politicians. Don't near them. The same leadership later told us how they helped the present governor of Imo State to come on board. So you tell your mainstream agitators, brothers, don't near politicians. But you go through the back door in the middle of the night to try to install a governor. It's not hypocrisy. Now these people that are telling you that you should not near politicians, we know that politicians are wine and dining with them. We know of instance of someone that even went to the prison before even the bail came about. And after the discussion, he also went to London and met some of their hierarchy. And
we know about them. We know about Oju's
visit. Now, at the end of the day, now when that bail eventually came, Fayose, a sitting governor.
A sitting governor. In fact, that is a very big.
These people,
that's a very big shame.
Look, let me tell you, all these people that signed this bail bond, go and look at who they are. They are all politicians, businessmen politicians, religious politicians. The truth is that our brothers are afraid of maintaining the status which they think they have built, the structure. And they are afraid that if you do what they do, just like they say, do what I say, don't do what I do. So if you do what they do, you will also have that type of respect and recognition. So they don't want it to come to you. What they are trying to do is to stop you so that they will be only the people that are entering into the government houses and discussing with them. We don't even know how much money many of them have taken. But the point that is very clear is that by allowing Fayose and all those people around him that urge or help the bail conditions to be met, they have invariably told Biafrans that politicians are not as black as they are painting them.
Although, to be honest with you, some of them are playing to the gallery to take advantage of the entire process to project their political...
What is politics?
No, that is politics.
Politics is playing to the gallery.
That is politics.
Politics is the science, I call it my own definition.
But the genuinity of heart.
My own definition of politics is that it is science of conviction. Whatever you have, you use it to convince. Look, we are playing politics with Nigerian government. We want to convince Nigerian government that we must be allowed to stay on our own. It is politics. There is even what is called military politics. In military warfare, you play the politics involved. Like what is happening today around the Korean Peninsula.
Yes.
There is a lot of politics going on the ground. You see, when America was trying to tell to even express
their military power.
No. No, apart from military power, that movement of ships and aircraft carrier, they were thanking Russia for the part it played in discussing with North Korea. Had anybody told you that Russia was discussing with North Korea? America will not even come to say they are also discussing with North Korea. As the aircraft carrier is moving to the Indian Ocean, American diplomats are discussing with even North Koreans leadership. It's politics. It is what is called the carrot and the big stick. If we fail to buy the carrot, we will come to war. So politics is doing what? Convincing your enemy in a very peaceful way that you deserve what you need. You deserve what you are asking for. So it is political. No matter how bad it is politically in our system, we are doing what? Managing it to survive. Nigerian political terrain has not been working, but the governors are coming out of it, are ruling us. The president that came out of it is ruling us. But we still say we don't. when you say you don't support the Nigerian political system, still you allow your passport to be stamped.
You use the Nigerian
Naira.
naira.
Nigerian naira. You are supporting the system that gives this process in place.
That make both the monetary policy.
So the point is this:
policies.
if you are making awarding Fayose the honorary governor,
because he identified with
and Fayose that was voted in by the Ekiti people, and you don't want to vote to your own real governor,
those who will carry the Biafran spirit,
but you have the mind to give another person who unquote is not a Biafran an honorary governor, but you don't have the sagacity to put in place a real governor that will protect you and defend you
in your own land.
Are you not mentally derailed?
I think that is
it is madness.
That is what I say. Some people want to go to heaven, but they don't want to die. Thank you so much for this marathon discussion.
Thank you.
We've exhausted our time, and I hope I will have you sometime again on Biafra Discourse.
Always.
It's a pleasure to have you.
Thank you.
Welcome to Forstview Luxury Hotel. At Forstview Luxury Hotel, we offer excellent service. Our rooms have all the necessary facilities to make your stay comfortable and memorable. You will also have access to internet service, breakfast, 24-hour power supply, full air condition, free international calls, free tire pumping service, and free car battery charge. So what are you waiting for? Quickly visit Forstview Luxury Hotel. We are located at number 1 Adelino Bamishile off Raji Rasaki Road, First Estate, Amuwo, Odofin Festac, Lagos. For more information or reservation, please call us on 08075787135 or 08099900601. You can also take advantage of our online ongoing promo at www.forceviewhotel.com to make your reservation and payment for your favorite room, which attracts a discount rate. Please note, rooms are reserved based on first come, first serve. Forstview Luxury Hotel. Experience the home of comfort. They come.